When I first saw Mount Rainier, I nearly fell on the floor.
This idea, I mean, I guess it's every time we say Baruch Atah Hashem, but the idea of praising God or giving, saying these wonderful things to God, what's the point?
Okay, what do you think? What's the point of praising God?
We gain something from
Yes,
it.
we gain very much from it. Go on a vacation, go on a trip, and go and you see some beautiful work of nature. You see the Alps, you see Mount Rainier. I mean, when I first saw Mount Rainier, I nearly fell on the floor. I was just like, what's our natural reaction to those things? We just go, wow. It's just an instinctive reaction. It's a natural reaction to something that is awesome. We react with an expression of praise. That is so beautiful. That is so incredible. A sunset, whatever it is. We're hardwired to have that reaction. The angels have no free will. And what do they spend all day doing? Praising God. Why? Because they don't choose to praise, but for them it's hardwired. It's an instinctive reaction because they are on a level that they can perceive much more of God's greatness than we can. And so therefore their natural reaction to that is they are constantly praising God. And if we would have the same realization that they would have, we would also do that naturally. The problem is there's a concealment. So we are trying to break down those walls and go through the motions of, this is what I ought to be expressing if I really had the closeness that I want to have. So we express it anyway. We express it anyway because, as we've been saying all along, that through outward expressions of things, it makes an inward impression. The outward expression makes an inward impression. And that's a very fundamental concept in Judaism. One approach to why the mitzvahs at all, the commandments, require of us to do physical actions at all, which, like we said, God doesn't need. But we benefit greatly by them. If you read the Sefer HaChinuch, it goes through from the beginning of the Torah till the end in order. It goes through the commandments that are in the Torah. And for each one, he offers an explanation, a reasonable explanation of what benefit do we get from doing this. And he gives a practical benefit, a practical worldly benefit that we get from doing these commandments. And it's not just like, we benefit physically, but he says how we sort of transform our personality and we transform our character traits in a more positive direction by performing these actions, right? So, and the way he says it is, I believe his expression is, Ha'adam nif'al al pi pe'ulosav. That means the man is affected by his actions. The actions that you do outwardly actually acts upon you simultaneously. So that would hold true also for praising. We're emulating the angels because we have an understanding that, well, this is what they're doing. They're praising God. That's the natural reaction to the realization of God's greatness. And we want to also realize God's greatness, so let's go through the motions and make that impact upon ourselves. Wow.